Ever wondered how to move a girl's interest in you from a casual spark to an intense, can't get you out of her head kind of attraction? That's exactly what we're diving into today. As someone who studied female psychology, I've seen plenty of men find themselves at that familiar crossroads with a woman. They have a good vibe, there's chemistry, and they get along well, yet something's missing. She's intrigued, but she's not exactly captivated. You can often tell when a girl's only somewhat interested versus when she's deeply hooked. So, how do you take her interest from mild to burning? It starts with becoming a constant in her thoughts. A critical point I like to emphasize when talking to men about relationships is this. For a woman's feelings to grow, she needs to be thinking about you even when you're nowhere near. When you're on her mind frequently, her feelings follow suit, growing stronger with time. This is a blind spot for a lot of nice guys. They don't realize that certain behaviors can reduce how often she thinks about them. Understanding this dynamic is key. In another video, I've touched on the concept of abundance, that natural confidence and sense of value that comes when you have options. Women often chase men who exude this kind of energy because these men naturally inspire thoughts and curiosity in women without even trying. However, if you're not surrounded by other options or already triggering her interest instinctively, then it's crucial to be more intentional with your actions. Without this awareness, the interest a woman once felt might start to fade. Let's dive into some of the ways you can stay on her mind and ensure that spark doesn't just remain, it grows. Number 1. Don't be a guarantee. The first key element to remember is to never present yourself as a guarantee. When things are going well with a woman, keeping a touch of intrigue and suspense alive can make all the difference. If she walks away certain of your feelings, there's nothing left for her to ponder or wonder about. For instance, after a great date, instead of immediately setting up the next one or showing too much enthusiasm, keep your response light. Say something like, "I'll talk to you soon," without specifying when. This leaves her guessing and keeps you on her mind. My girlfriend once admitted that, early on, the unpredictability of when I'd reach out kept her thinking about me nonstop, as she couldn't quite pin down my next move. Many nice guys fall into a routine of being overly reliable, like planning far-off dates or making themselves too available. This approach can make them appear too predictable, stripping away any sense of excitement. Maintaining a hint of unpredictability is a powerful way to amplify her interest and keep her attention locked on you. Number 2, be unpredictable. Another powerful way to stay on her mind is by embracing unpredictability. I discuss this concept a lot in my videos because there are countless ways to be unpredictable that go beyond what most people might expect. One common assumption is that unpredictability means taking longer to respond to her texts, which can be effective. But there are more subtle ways to add variety. Recently, I worked with a client who was just starting to date a woman and had settled into a pattern of sending a goodnight text every evening. It was sweet, but it became part of a routine, giving her nothing to wonder about. I suggested he skip the occasional goodnight text. By breaking this habit, he introduced a hint of uncertainty, leading her to wonder why the usual message didn't come. This small shift creates an opportunity for her to start thinking more about him. When she doesn't receive that expected text, her mind starts to wander, imagining why he didn't reach out. She might even start checking his social media, curious about his activities. This touch of unpredictability not only heightens her curiosity, but also makes her realize how much she's invested in him, naturally fueling her interest. Number 3, be multidimensional. Another effective way to stay on her mind is by embracing a multidimensional identity. In the early stages, a woman tends to form a quick impression based on a narrow view of who you are. Say, for instance, you're a software engineer. She might label you as the nice software engineer and associate you with that one characteristic in the same group of friends. When that initial impression goes unchallenged, it can start to feel flat and predictable. To counter this, it's essential to introduce facets of your personality that add complexity and intrigue. Breaking out of this one-dimensional view allows her to see you in a new light, adding unpredictability to who she thinks you are. For example, if you're someone known for a strong spiritual side, that's a great trait but could lead to a predictable perception. By showing a contrasting side, like being highly competitive in business, you add layers to your personality, making you harder to define. These complexities spark her curiosity, keeping you on her mind. This approach is like the appeal of captivating characters in movies. Take Han Solo from Star Wars. He's a bit of a rogue but also a hero, which makes him complex and relatable, often more so than the straightforward good guy character like Luke Skywalker. By adding dimension to your personality, you create a sense of unpredictability and intrigue that makes you stand out, keeping her mentally engaged and invested. Number 4. Cease being a nice guy. One of the most effective ways to stay on her mind is to dial back the classic nice guy approach. Nice guy tendencies often fall into predictable patterns. They're agreeable, avoid conflict, and work hard to maintain peace. But here's the thing, many women find a bit of drama and tension engaging, as it keeps them invested and thinking about the relationship. The problem with being overly nice is that it can lead to a flat, drama-free interaction. Without any tension, there's nothing that sparks curiosity or makes her mind linger on you. For instance, a nice guy who's always reliable and plans everything perfectly may think he's doing everything right. But this predictability can actually reduce the excitement she feels. In contrast, a little unpredictability and tension can go a long way in keeping her on her toes. This doesn't mean you should deliberately create problems. Instead, allow room for authenticity, even if that occasionally leads to minor disagreements. A relationship that feels too calm and predictable may seem perfect to you, but for many women, it can lack the spark and passion they crave. Let natural differences arise and handle them honestly, instead of always trying to smooth things over. This dynamic brings a natural edge to the relationship, keeping her engaged and thinking about you even when you're not around. Number 5. Introduce competition. A powerful strategy to keep her interest alive is to introduce a subtle sense of competition. When a woman senses she doesn't have complete influence over you, it often heightens her attraction as she becomes more invested in winning you over. Imagine, for example, after a breakup, or if she starts to pull away rather than lingering in sadness, you dive into a fresh activity or hobby. If she checks in on you and finds you energized by something new, it signals that you're not sitting around missing her. This shift in focus shows her you're out there, growing and thriving. Women often expect you to be at home feeling nostalgic or checking their profiles. But if she starts to realize that you're off enjoying life, whether it's by skiing in the Alps or fully embracing a new passion, it changes the way she sees you. Suddenly, it looks like she could be losing access to this evolving, exciting part of your life. By incorporating new hobbies and interests, you send a message that your happiness doesn't hinge on her presence. This subtly challenges her sense of control and creates that slight competition. When she senses your genuine fulfillment, it naturally adds an element of intrigue, making her wonder if she underestimated what you bring into her life and sparking her desire to reconnect. Number 6. Keep a bit of mystery. Adding a layer of mystery can be a powerful way to keep her thoughts centered on you. The less she knows about every detail of your life, the more curious and captivated she'll feel. Consider this. Imagine 3 types of posts on your social media: a picture with your arm around someone, another with a group of friends, and one showing only a beer and a martini with the caption, "Cheers to a good night with good company." It's the third one that sparks intrigue, leaving her to wonder who you're with, why you kept it vague, and what it all means. That sense of mystery keeps her mind actively engaged. Mystery is an essential part of what we emphasize in the psychology of making a woman chase you. With elements like unpredictability and the avoidance of becoming a sure thing, you create an allure that draws her in without giving too much away. Many guys hesitate here, worried that being elusive might make her lose interest or look elsewhere. However, striking the right balance with mystery can actually keep her more focused on you. To have her thinking of you constantly, a combination of techniques comes into play. Leave a little doubt and anticipation so she's not certain of your intentions. Break her expectations now and then, adding a touch of unpredictability. Show more dimensions of yourself, expanding beyond any single role. Let go of excessive nice guy habits to keep things a little exciting. Add subtle mystery to your interactions to pique her curiosity. By blending these elements, you create an allure that not only keeps her interest alive, but also intensifies her desire to win your affection, ultimately deepening her attraction. There you have it, 6 strategies to stay on her mind without resorting to games or manipulations. At the core, making someone think of you consistently is about being someone they genuinely want in their life. It's about fostering true connections, showing up as your real self, and leaving a memorable impression. When you bring kindness, authenticity, and a hint of mystery into the mix, you'll find yourself naturally lingering in her thoughts. Now, let's hear from you. What's something someone did that left a lasting impact on you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. For those wanting to dive further into the art of attraction, check out our videos on how to captivate anyone you want and ways to start unforgettable conversations. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remain masculine.